So, first off, you can pop your weights down to one side. You could either pop them on the floor next to you, or if you've got a little table or another chair, just pop them down for a moment and we'll just warm ourselves up first of all. My cat's making his mind up if he's going out or not. No? He'll probably appear again in a second. Okay, so a little bit of background music and we'll just get ourselves set up. So on your chair, just shuffle yourself forward slightly and bring your feet and your knees about hip width apart and in parallel. So make sure the back of your knees is away from the edge of the chair and just feel equal weight through your feet and equal weight over your sitting bones. So make sure that you're not leaning forward or leaning back, tempted to get comfy on the chair or leaning into one side more than the other. So feeling nicely lengthened up through the spine, almost as if you're being pulled up and out of your hips, growing a little bit taller. And we're just going to place the hands onto the top of the legs and just relax the shoulders, draw them down the back, and just take some deep breaths. Breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. Just taking some breaths in your own time, just to let yourself settle. Let go of any tension, especially around those shoulders this morning. And as you next exhale, feel that you gently draw in through the center, just engaging those abdominals, feeling you're gently zipping up, drawing the tummy in, not too tense, a comfortable connection through the center, giving you support and stability. And especially when we start using the weights, make sure that you are engaging abdominals to help support you. So the hands resting on top of the legs, and we're going to move through the shoulders first of all. So we're just going to shrug the shoulders up and bring one shoulder forward and one back. So let your hands move as well. So shrug up and change over. One shoulder forward, one back. And again, shrug and bring one forward and one back. Shrug and change. So just getting this nice gentle movement through the shoulders. Hands just moving on the legs. And if you're a little bit stiff, hopefully this will start to ease things off a little bit. And we're going to let the body join in. So now, as you bring one forward, one back, let the body join in and gently rotate. And let the spine move. One forward, one back, and let yourself twist. Not too big, just as far as what's comfortable. And it feels like quite a natural movement actually, following those shoulders. It's hard to keep your body still and move the shoulders on their own in this way. So this is quite a natural movement. Again, just warming up. Lovely, let's do it one more time each side. And bring yourself back to the center and relax those shoulders. And now just lifting both heels from the floor and bringing them down. Lifting the heels and lowering down. So we're just starting to promote a bit of circulation down towards the feet and working through the ankles. So try and lift together and lower together at the same time. Lovely. Now bring both heels up, and now we're just going to switch over and we're going to walk through the feet. So send one heel down, and then we're going to switch them over. One up, one down. And again, just a nice way of promoting circulation. This is quite nice if you have been doing a lot of sitting, just to get that blood pumping a little bit. If you've got swollen feet, it's Sprite's making an appearance again. It's always this class that he likes to come and check out. Lovely. Okay. And then lowering both heels down. And we're just going to add a little bit of resistance to that, just to get yourself working a little bit harder and to warm up those arms a little bit more. So now hands on top of the legs and just press gently into your legs as you hinge yourself forward. Not too far, just so that you can press down into the top of the legs. And now try and lift both heels like you did before. And lower, and lift, and lower. So you're just working against a little bit of resistance as you push down into the top of the legs. Not too hard, just giving yourself a little bit more of a workout. And you'll be warming up these arm muscles as well. Lovely, just 2 more heel lifts. Keep pressing. And now lift both heels again. And lower, 1 down, 1 up, and switching over again, walking through the feet. Again, keep pressing down into the legs, keep yourself hinging forward. So just working a little bit harder. You might feel the arms getting warm as well as you press down. Lovely, 1 more on each side. And lower the heels and bring yourself back up nice and tall. And just have a little roll and a shake off of the hands if you need to. So mobilizing the spine now. We're going to come into a bit of flexion and a bit of extension. Any issues with osteoporosis or osteopenia, avoid the flexion and focus on extension instead, okay? But we're going to let the arms join in as well. So if you need to watch the first one, that's fine, and then join in. So you're going to let the arms and the shoulders move as we mobilize the spine. So as you roll yourself forward, you're going to let the shoulders roll forward and the hands just come down just in between the legs. So all of my body, my spine, my shoulders have rolled in. And then I'm going to roll out and gently extend through the spine, drawing the arms and the shoulders back. So we start to roll forward and let the hands roll in to the inside of the legs. And then we start to lengthen up, take the hands out and back behind you as you come into extension. So rolling yourself forward and then lengthening and extending. So a nice natural movement. Follow the arms as they start to roll forward. Let the spine join in, tuck your head. And then follow the arms as they start to come back and lifting the breastbone towards the ceiling. So just a nice fluid movement as much as you can. So it's known as medial and lateral rotation of the shoulders. Really lovely movement. Let's do a couple more because they're quite nice, these. Just let your whole body join in. Let the head tuck down as you flex forward and round the back. And then shining that breastbone up, eyes towards the ceiling as you come into extension. Let's do it one more time. Really nice for the mornings, this one. Lovely, and then just bringing yourself to sit nice and tall and just let those arms rest down by your side. Keep yourself anchored onto the chair and keep equal weight through your sitting bones as we now come into a side reach. So we're going to breathe in as we float one arm up as far as you can, and then breathing out, almost feel that you're being lifted up and then reaching over. So we're getting this nice stretch. Hold it here and take a deep breath into the side of the body. And breathing out as you restack and then float the arm down. Same on the other side. So we breathe in and float the arm up. And breathe out. Feel that you're being lifted up and over as you reach into that side bend. Breathing in to hold. And breathing out, restack and float it down. Let's keep it going. Breathing in, floating up, relax this shoulder. Breathing out, reach yourself over. Focus that breath into the side of the body. And breathing out, restack, float down. And again, breathing in. And out, nice big reach over. Breathing in. And out. Let's do it one more time on each side. So this again is a really lovely one to stretch. We tend to get quite tense here through the sides of the body. So this is a good one to do. Again, if you're doing a lot of sitting. And if you're doing a lot of gardening as well, actually, this is a good one. Because I know, Lynn, I think you're doing gardening, aren't you? So this is a good one to do. Because you're going to be doing lots of flexing forward, but you won't be doing a lot of side bending during your gardening, I'm sure. Lovely. And float it down. Fantastic. Now we can reach for our weights. So if you can, just reach down, pick up those weights. Go careful as you pick them up. So, as both of you know, I've talked about weights before. I think you've both used weights with me before. So just go careful when you're holding onto the weights that you're not over gripping. I'll come a bit closer so you can see. Just make sure that you don't over grip. So if you've got a bit of a death grip, then it might be that it's just getting a bit too much. Take the weight away. If you're feeling it up in your shoulder, then I'd probably pop it down and have a rest. And just make sure that you keep good alignment when you're holding on to the weight. So you don't want to drop the wrists and you don't want to flick it back, okay? So try and keep this nice line with your wrist and your forearm so that you don't strain anything, okay? So bear that in mind as we do some of these next few exercises. So we're going to start with the weights just down by our side, facing in towards you. And we're just going to start really warming up some of those major joints first of all. So taking a breath, and as you breathe out, just float those weights up, almost bringing the arm into a right angle, and then breathing in as you lower them back down. Breathing out as you curl those weights up into a right angle, and breathing in as we come back down. Just two more like this. So we don't want to move too quickly because we want to give the muscles a chance to respond. And especially as we're only warming up at this point, don't move too quick. Lovely. Finish that last one, take it down. And now turn the weights to face forward in front of you. Very similar, breathing in and out, curl those weights out to the side. Again, roughly a right angle. Breathing in, take it down. And breathing out to curl. Breathing in, take it down. And breathing out to curl. Lovely. Let's one more time. And down. And now we're going to keep the weights here facing forward and come into a bicep curl. So we're now going to curl the weights all the way in towards you. So breathing in and out. Curl those weights all the way. Draw them up in front of your shoulders if you can. And then breathing in, slowly release it down. And breathing out again as you curl in. And breathing in as we uncurl. Two more, and then we're going to add to this. We'll start working a little bit harder. Always keep the movement smaller if you need to. And don't feel that you have to use the weights. Okay, so with our next one, we're going to add a press. So we're going to curl in first, like we just did. And now we're going to turn those weights so they're going to face forward. And then reach them up as far as you can, just above your head. Good. And as you come back down, you're going to curl them back in to face you. And then you're going to release all the way down, nice and slow. And again, we're going to curl the weights in. And then we're going to turn the weights to face forward as we then reach up. As you draw them back down, you're going to turn them back in to face you. And then uncurl, release it down, nice and slow. Good, keep it going. We're going to curl in. We're going to turn forward. We're going to reach up. Good. Draw it down, turn those weights back in to face you. Lovely, and uncurl, nice and slow on the way down, not too fast. 3 more if you can. Curling in, turning forward, reaching up, drawing it down, turn them back in, and release nice and slow on the way down. 2 more. If it's too much, just do the bicep curl. Take out the reach if you need to. But we've got lots of really nice movement here for the arms and the shoulders because we're turning the weights, which are getting those joints moving. One more time, curling in. Turn the weights, reach them up. As we come down, we're going to turn them back in and release nice and slow all the way down. Lovely. Different movement now. We're going to turn the weights all the way around so they space behind you and just bring the arms just slightly in front of the body. So this is called a chest expansion. Really nice to open up across the front of the chest, and we're going to turn the head as well. We'll do the movement and then I'll add the breathing so you don't get confused. So we're going to press the weights back behind you and then turn the head to the right and then the left and release and bring the arms forward. So take a breath in to prepare. Breathing out as you take the hands back behind you, hold it there. Breathing in as you now turn to the left and then the right. And exhale to release. 2 more. Breathing in and out. Press back, hold it there. Breathing in as you turn to the right and then the left. And exhale to release. 1 more. Breathing in and out. Press it back, hold it there. Breathe in, turn to the left and then the right. And exhale to release. And just give those shoulders a little bit of a roll. So coming into our hip hinge now, I'm just going to turn my chair so you can see me. I'm going to turn this way. So we'll warm up around those hips as we come into our hip hinge. And we'll just let the weights and the arms join in. Let them come along for the ride. So feet and knees again about hip width apart, sitting nice and tall. And so remember with your hip hinge that you want to keep the spine nice and long. So especially when you're holding onto the weights, just watch that they don't pull you into flexion and roll the shoulders. So taking a breath in, and as you breathe out, we're going to hinge forward and just swing the arms slightly in front of you so you can see the weights. And then breathing in as we sit back up nice and tall. And breathing out again, hinge forward, weights just in front of you. And breathing in as we sit back up. Breathing out as you hinge forward. And breathing in as we sit back up nice and tall. 4 more. Breathing out to come forward. And breathing in to sit tall. Lovely. 3 more. So just getting those hips warmed up a little bit more now. And when we do eventually come to standing, feel free to leave the weights if you want to, especially if you need to hold on to something. Let's see how you feel when we get there. Okay, so have a rest for a moment. This time we're going to come forward into the hinge and we're going to hold it and we're going to work the back of the arms, so these tricky triceps, quite a difficult area to target. I'm going to quickly demonstrate, so just watch me for a moment. We're going to hinge forward and you're going to draw those weights in alongside you and then you're going to extend them out behind. So you're working the back of your arms. So we're going to try and stay in the hip hinge if you can, okay? If it gets too much, bring yourself back up to sitting. So let's take a breath. Breathing out as we hinge forward like we did before and hold it there. And now start to draw those weights in towards you, up towards your waist and your rib cage. Hold them there, take a breath in. And now breathe out as you lengthen them out behind you as much as you can. Breathing in, fold them back in. Breathing out to stretch out behind. Breathing in to fold in. Breathing out to stretch behind. Breathing in and out to stretch behind. See if you can do 4 more. As if you're trying to push that weight up towards the ceiling. Feel the back of your arm working hard. If it gets too much, sit yourself back up and have a rest. We've got one more to go though, doing really well. Lovely. And just release those arms and then sit yourself back up. Woo, well done. Have a little roll of those shoulders. Okay. So now we're going to work ourselves up towards standing. If you want to stay on the chair, that is absolutely fine. You'll still be able to join in. Or if you want to, you can put your weights down so you can hold on to something once you're in standing. So we're going to do a bit of a rock and just work those legs and eventually come up to standing. So we'll do 3 rocks and just lift slightly off the chair. So let's rock ourselves forward for 1 and 2. And on number 3, just try and lift and then lower yourself back down. Good. And again, come forward for 1 and 2. And on number 3, lift and lower. Keep it going. So it's quite nice with the rocking and the weights because actually you're working those shoulders slightly at the same time. Feel those legs getting a bit warmer now as well. Lovely. Let's do it 2 more times if you can. That nice gentle momentum to help lift you off and lower you down. This time we'll come all the way up to standing. So those 3 rocks or as many as you need. Build that momentum and push off the chair all the way up. Fantastic. Okay, now we're up in standing. Happy to keep hold of the weights, fantastic. But if not, feel free to hold on to your chair or a table if you've got a table near you, or a worktop if you're in your kitchen. And we're going to do a bit of work again through the arms and through the legs. So last week we did quite a lot of work using the band. So we're going to do a bit of a repeat, I'm afraid, but at least you won't have the band at the same time and we'll get those arms working. So first off, good positioning, good alignment. So feet about hip width apart, standing nice and tall again, just like you did on the chair. Feel that you're being lengthened up towards the ceiling. Feel those weights or tins of beans drawing those arms and shoulders down the back and taking some nice deep breaths in. And we're gently drawing in through the center again, tummy nice and tight. And we are going to come into some squats. If you'd rather, you can just stand and work the arms on their own. But if you can, we'll add the squats as well to get those legs working too. So we're going to come into a squat with a bicep curl. So if I show you what I mean, we're going to do a squat and a bicep curl at the same time, and then release the curl as you come back into standing, okay? We're going to aim for 8 if you can. So nice and tall, and as you squat, you're going to curl those weights in towards you, and then standing and uncurl the weights and come down. So we breathe in as we come down and curl the weights, and breathing out to stand and release the arms. Breathing in to curl and squat, and breathing out to release. Keep it going. Breathing in. This is number 4, so you're halfway there already. If you want to, just stand and do the arms on their own. We'll kind of get those legs working as well. Double whammy, full body. 2 more. Good, last one. And up we come nice and tall, arms resting. We're now going to do our bicep press. Again, I might do it this way so you can see me. So this time our bicep press. So this is what we did on the chair. So when we were reaching up and down, we're going to do that, but we're going to add a lunge this time. So again, stay standing in one spot if you want to, and just do the arms. Or if you can, I'll quickly demonstrate. We're going to step forward and reach up, and then step back in. So you're doing a small lunge, okay? So see how it feels? Stay standing if you need to, but if not, we're going to bring those weights up just above your shoulders, okay? Holding on, taking a breath. And as you breathe out, we're going to step forward and reach up. I'm trying not to hit my light. Breathing in as you step back in, weights down. Breathing out, changing legs. Step forward, reach up. Breathing in, step in and bring those weights down. Good. Breathing out, step forward and reach. And breathing in, step back in and the weights down. Good. Keep it going. Number 4. Again, we're going to go for 8. So as big a lunge as you want. And like I said, feel free to just stay in one spot and just work the arms if you want to. Lovely. One more on each side. Good. Step in and let's lower it down nice and slow. And again, just have a little roll of those shoulders. Whew. So hopefully we're feeling good. I'm feeling warm. So this time we're going to target the back of the arms again, those triceps. So like you did earlier, when you came into your hip hinge, we're going to do the same, but now holding a squat. So slightly harder for the legs. If you'd rather do it on the chair, that's absolutely fine. Again, I'll quickly demonstrate. So we're going to come down into a squat, and you're going to have to hold it. You're going to bring those arms up, and you're going to extend them back. So just like we did earlier on the chair. And again, we're going to aim for 8, okay? If you can hold it. If not, maybe do 4, and then 4, have a little rest in between, okay? Let's see how we go. So first off, either your hip hinge or coming into that squat where you feel you can hold it, so don't go too far. And we're going to draw those weights up in alongside us again. We're going to take a breath in, and we're going to breathe out, stretch those arms back behind you. Breathing in to fold in, breathing out to reach back. Breathing in to fold in, breathing out to reach back. Keep it going. 8 all together. Feel the back of the arms working. Try and hold that squat if you can. You're halfway. Last 4. Last 2. Keep it going. Finish that last one. Release the arms and push yourself back up into standing. Whew. Let's have a little walk through. Let's roll those shoulders as well at the same time. Okay, a little bit more work, I'm afraid, for those arms and legs. We're now going to take the feet a little bit wider than hip width apart and turn the feet out. So feet turned out a little bit wider than hip width. And we're going to do what's called, I call this a plunger. I'm sure that's probably not the right name for it, but it works. So you're going to bring those weights in front of you and bring them to touch. If you've got tins of beans, just bring them as close together as you can. And again, I'll demonstrate these. So what you're going to do is, my cat's saying hello again, is bringing those weights up and bending the knees. And then you're going to plunge us. You're going to push those weights down and come back up to standing. So elbows nice and high, and then push it down as you come back to standing. So you're going to work these hips a little bit more now if you are in standing. If you're sitting on a chair, then you can do the same. You'll just have to open your legs, and you can still do the same movement, okay? And just make sure you get those elbows nice and high. So, move my chair. So bringing those feet wider, weights together or tins of beans together. So as we bend the knees, we're going to draw those weights up, elbows quite high. So really working the top of the shoulders here. And then you're going to plunge it down. You're going to push down and bring yourself back up to standing. And again, you're going to bend the knees and bring those weights up in front of the chest, just underneath your chin. And then push them down as you come back to stand. Bringing them up as you come down, push them down as you come back to stand. Keep it going. Number 4, up nice and high. Push it down. Good. 4 more. Woo. Feel those shoulders working, arms working hard. Last 3. Last 2. Good. Last 1. Down, I'm going to hold it here. I'm going to be mean. We're going to hold it. Hold it, hold it, hold it. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And push down and fun now. Have a bit of fun. And we're going to do a bit of boxing, okay? We're going to get the heart rate up a little bit. So I think it's really important at the moment. I'm trying to get some elements of almost heart rate HIIT workout in the mix so that we get the heart rate up. Because again, if you're being less active and we're not getting the heart rate up, then we're not moving. It's not getting the body working. So it's nice to add a little bit of a workout in the middle. So coming into our boxing, stand or sit in whichever position feels comfortable. So I'm just going a little bit wider with my feet, and I'm keeping the knees quite soft. So try and avoid locking your legs. Knees nice and soft if you're standing. We're going to bring those weights up in front of us, like you've got your boxing gloves on, okay? And you can let out a bit of frustration with this as well. So we're just going to punch forward. So one arm first, and then bring it in, and then the other one, and in. And just keep going. As fast as you want, punching those weights or tins of beans, try not to let them go, don't throw them across the room, and keep it going. So we're just starting to warm up, get that heart rate up a little bit more. Whew. Put a bit of force behind it, but keep hold of it. Good. Okay, now see if you can go across the body and punch across. Keep those knees nice and soft if you're standing. Again, go as fast as you feel comfortable and let your body join in. We've got a little bit of a twist at the same time. Good. One more on each side. And now see if you can punch up above your head without hitting your light if you're standing. I'm trying not to punch the light bulb. Keep going. Keep those knees nice and soft. You can do a little bit of a dip in between if you want to. Woo, keep it going. We're going to do that all over again. So one more on each side. And now let's punch forward again. See if you can go a little bit faster. Woo. If you're getting tired, have a breather. Come back when you're ready. Let's keep it going. Get that heart rate up a little bit. Punch it forward. You can let go of the weights if you want to and just use your fists. Okay? Good. And now we're going to punch across. Across the body. A little bit of a twist. Feel that heart rate coming up. Feel yourself getting nice and warm. Woo! Nice workout for a Monday. Why not? Good. One more each side, and we're going to punch up to the ceiling. Up, 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 up as much as you can. If you can't reach all the way, just do what you can. Keep it going. Woo. Okay, now what I'm going to do is we're going to start punching forward, and then when I say change, we're going to change. So I'm going to pick up the pace a little bit. So let's start punching forward, 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 and up, 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 and across, 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 and forward, 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 keep it going, and across, across, punching across, keep it going, heart rate coming up a little bit, and punch up, 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 keep going, up, up and across again, across the body, keep it going, we're nearly done, across, 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 and forward, punch it forward, woo, well done, and last time, punch it up, 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 keep it going, last couple, woo, and come to a stop, take those weights down, woo, roll those shoulders, and let's pop those weights to one side, so either on a table or on the floor. Bend those knees if you're bending down to the floor. Whew. Let's just have a little shake off of those hands. Have a little roll of the shoulders. And let's bring that heart rate down a little bit. So just settle either in standing or in sitting. And let's just take some nice deep breaths, breathing in through the nose. Out through the mouth. And really just try and let go of the arms and the shoulders as you exhale. Letting that breath go. Nice and deep. And when you're ready, we're going to come back onto our chair. If you can, if your cat hasn't played in the chair, we're going to come back and sit on our chair. Sorry, baby, you're going to have to move. So just slowly bring yourself back onto your chair. And we're going to do a few little stretches now to release those arms and shoulders. Oh, I'm very warm after all that. Okay. So just shuffle yourself forward to the edge of the chair, feet and knees again about hip width apart. And first off, let's try and release those hands, because after you've been gripping weights, or especially holding on to tins of beans, which are a bit bigger, it's nice to try and loosen off those hands. So just making a fist with your hands, and then we're just going to stretch those fingers out as much as you can, and then bring them into a fist again, and stretch them out. And see if you can make a fist with your thumb on the inside, stretch out, and now make a fist with your thumb on the outside. So open up, thumb on the inside, open up, thumb on the outside. So we're just stretching out that thumb as well, which does a lot of work to help you grip and hold on to things. Good, couple more. Thumb on the inside, and then thumb on the outside. And now we're going to imagine that we've got a nice piano in front of us. We're going to make some beautiful music, and we're going to play the piano over to one side, and over to the other, and over to the other side, and over to the other. Lovely, beautiful music, waking up the neighbours this morning. Over to the other side. And again, wiggling those fingers, playing the keys. Lovely, one more time each side. And give it a shake off. Give those wrists a bit of a roll. Changing direction, going both ways. Lovely, okay. Stretching into these shoulders now, trying to release a little bit. So I'll show you alternatives as well if needed. So if you can, try and reach both arms up, just above your head. And now let's take our right hand back behind your head. And if that's enough, you could just leave that right arm there. We're still going to get a stretch here. But if you can, take your left hand onto the elbow and just draw it back slightly. So you increase that stretch through the back of the arm. So if you can't hold it, that's fine. Just leave it there on its own. You're still going to get a stretch, just as much as you can. That's it. And even if you have to hold on maybe to your shoulder or just behind your neck, wherever you can. Well done. Lovely. Take a nice deep breath in. And we're going to breathe out. We're going to reach up and we're going to change over. So now your left hand coming back behind you. Leave it there. If you can, take your right hand over to hold on to the elbow. Try and draw it back behind you a little bit more to increase that stretch. So this is those triceps that we were stretching, working earlier. Quite good for the shoulder as well. But again, if you can't hold on to it, just leave it there. You'll still get a stretch wherever you can with that hand. And just keep breathing, don't hold your breath. Lovely, nice deep breath in. And breathing out, we're going to reach up. And then we're going to take those arms out to the side. Now this is a bit of coordination. I know that sometimes we get entangled with this one. So, right arm reaching across, okay? And then with your left arm, bring it underneath and just try and hug that right arm in towards you. You don't have to hold it too hard or too tight, but we're just stretching here around the back of the shoulder, okay? So just giving it a hug, essentially. And keep reaching out through those fingers. Again, just holding it here, taking some nice deep breaths. One more deep breath Breathe out, stretch those arms out. Now over to the other side. So left arm reaching across you. Right arm coming underneath and giving that arm a hug. Draw it towards you. Stretch out, reach through your fingertips. Should feel a little bit of a stretch here in the back of the shoulder. And don't worry if you don't feel a big stretch, don't force it. One side might be a little bit tighter than the other. We did some decorating at the weekend, so my shoulders are feeling it from painting walls and ceilings. Not a good idea, really. Then take a nice deep breath in. And breathing out, one more nice big stretch out. And just take those hands back a little bit so you feel a big stretch across the chest. And just hold it there. Take a nice deep breath in. And breathing out, let's take it down. And just roll those shoulders one more time. Up towards the ears and draw them down the back. Hopefully not so tense. Not as many clicks and cracks and things happening, hopefully, now that we've worked those shoulders. Lovely. And just give them a rest down by your side. And we'll do a little bit of a stretch for the legs because you did do quite a lot of squats. So I'm just going to turn this way. And we're going to take the right foot forward. So shuffle forward if needed. So you can stretch that leg out in front of you. And pull those toes up towards you. So you should hopefully feel a bit of a stretch up through the back of the leg. And we're just going to hold it here. Take some deep breaths in. And then we're going to hinge forward. Place your hands onto that left knee so that you can just hinge forward. Keep pulling those toes up towards you, and hopefully now you feel that the stretch has come up a little bit higher, up through the back of the leg, slightly into your hamstring. If not, try and pull those toes a little bit more, and you might get a bit of a stretch here across your lower back. So don't go too far forward, just where it feels comfortable that you can hold it, and take some deep breaths. Lovely, and let's just bring ourselves back up into sitting and slide that foot back in. And we'll do the same on the other side, so left foot forward, or if you went the other way, that's fine. Pull those toes up towards you. So first of all, just that calf stretch. Sitting tall, take some deep breaths. And we're going to hinge forward again. Place your hands onto the right knee this time. Keep pulling those toes up towards you. Feel that stretch a little bit further up through the back of the leg in the hamstring. And again, maybe a little bit in the lower back. So don't round over too far. Try and keep a little bit of length as you hinge forward. As soon as you do this, that's when you're going to start feeling it lower down in your back. So try and keep a bit of length. Keep breathing, nice deep breaths. Well done. And let's release, sit ourselves back up nice and tall, slide that foot back in. I'm just going to turn myself around to face you. We're just going to take a moment to breathe and just relax. So if you want to shuffle back a little bit on the chair now, you can. And if you do want to, so that you don't slump back into the chair, maybe place a pillow behind you. So you're not coming back quite so far, and you're going to be able to take some nice deep breaths into the rib cage. Because as soon as you slump back, you're going to compress the rib cage, and you're not going to be able to take those nice deep breaths. So if you need to, put a pillow behind you and just still sitting nice and tall. And let's just take some deep breaths in. Breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. And you're welcome to close your eyes And just let the arms and the hands hang down by your side. Just let the weight of the arms draw your shoulders down. Taking some deep breaths. Feeling the breath expanding into your ribcage. And as you exhale, just try and let go of any tension. Just let yourself soften onto the chair. And now just let the breath go as deep as you can. So it can go right down into the abdomen, down towards your feet. Take as deep a breath as you can. Really fill the whole body with a nice big breath in. And push that breath out. Let it all go. Deep breath in. And out. One more time. Deep, deep breath in. And out. And you can open your eyes. And well done. We are finished. Thank you very much. I hope the arms and the shoulders feel okay after that. Well done if you're using the tins of beans or whatever you had. If you